All right, our next question comes from Edna. And Edna says that in your vignette, you stated that you were diagnosed at 41 and that you were a busy mom and that you were working. And she wants to know, how did you share this diagnosis with your children and how did it impact your work and your career?
It's a very interesting question. And I think it sort of was rather normal to my children, because I had sort of my mum's painful feet and I had packets of peas, mushy peas that used to be put on my feet because they were painful because of the obviously thick blood. And my younger son has done a lot of fundraising for MPN Voice, and he talked about how as an 8-year-old, he'd grown up with me having these symptoms that I hadn't done much about. And I just, I've always taken the view for me, and this is only for me, that I don't let my MPN define who I am. I think it's part of my life. It isn't my life, because my fear would be, after that initial anxiety and fear, that if I allowed it to take over my life, it would actually really impact my young children. In terms of my work, I only work part-time. The other thing is, yes, I got a lot of fatigue, but I think what I've learned over the years is to put your hands up and say, I've hit a wall, whereas and just take 5 minutes, just take that time. Whereas sometimes it's difficult when you're a mum with young children. And I think now people tend to explain it a bit to their young children. When mum's tired, it's not because it's anything you've done, it's because I remember a patient describing it to her children as, it's like a car. When the oil in the car gets too thick, the car slows down, okay? And sometimes the car needs to stop. So, and she equated her blood as the oil in the car, that sometimes it just slows down and it has to stop to get a bit of refueling. I thought that was a good definition for young children.
I love that. I love that. And I'm a pediatrician by training, so I love putting things in clear terms for kids. And I think that's really important, to just make it simple for them. I also really like what you said, Nona, about the self-care part. I think that can be really difficult sometimes for even women who may not have chronic diseases, but certainly for women and moms who have chronic diseases, and feeling guilty when they take time for themselves, even if it's in the context of their illness. And so needing to rest and explaining that and normalizing that, mom needs to take a nap, I think is incredible. And I love that your son is involved in the advocacy work that you do for MPN.